Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real Movie Guys. Real guys, real movies, real thoughts. My name's Kevin, and my
And I'm
buddy over
John.
here, oh, it's John, and we're here for a new review for you. This week today we're going to be taking a look at the movie Disney and Pixar's Onward.
Woo!
Yeah, sounds so excited. Onward, pretty much Onward is a story. It's two brothers who their father's passed away. He's long gone. They summon his torso, and they're on an adventure to bring back their father for one day. That way they can spend some time with him. Isn't that a sweet story?
Aww.
You know what? The only catch, though, is it's in a land of fantastical creatures that live in modern day society. Didn't we just watch a movie recently from a Disney animation studio that was about creatures that shouldn't be that are acting like humans in a modern day society? What
I
could
don't
that
know.
be? Would
What
that
could you
be
be talking about?
would that be Zootopia? No.
No.
No. Anyway, Onward, what'd you think, John? What are your thoughts?
Um, I have different opinions on it.
Well,
I
what's your
didn't
different
think it.
opinion? What's your opinion?
I
Come on.
I wasn't crazy about the whole. Like, I enjoyed the storyline
Right.
to the movie.
Well,
Like
right
it has
off
a
let's go into this right off the bat, okay? So when you first saw the trailer, I don't know how you felt. We really didn't talk about it. We honestly didn't even talk much about this movie. Right off the bat, I wasn't impressed at all. When I
No.
saw the trailer for this movie, I'm like, okay,
Well,
cool.
I'm gonna like honestly, in
Yeah,
within like the first, I gotta say like 20 minutes into the movie,
yeah.
I still wasn't even into it really. I was kind of like just going through like the motions of the movie, like being like, okay, is this going to get good or is this going to be another movie where I'm like,
Yeah, I
it's all
mean,
right.
its plot is it's a kind of simple plot in a good way. You have, so you pretty much you have two characters there. You have Tom Holland is in this movie playing the one son Ian, and then you have Chris Pratt, who probably I don't I don't know. We'll get into that, but I have thought about that. Barley playing the older brother Barley, who looks like Jack Black and probably should have been played by Jack Black. I have no idea. Maybe Jack Black sounds too old. I guess is that what it is? But when I look at that character, I mean, even in the picture we're using for this video, that's Jack
Jack
Black, man.
Black.
That's not Chris Pratt. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. You look like Jack Black. Why are you not Jack Black? I just kept thinking that's the whole thing. I mean, Chris Pratt did a good job. You know, he did a fine job
Yeah,
voice acting, but still, why are you not Jack Black? That is Jack Black. Literally, that character acts like him, looks like him. It's Jack Black.
yeah,
I don't know what to say about that, but like I said, you have Ian, you know, the son. This movie ultimately, I think, is about dealing with your emotions as far as losing someone. Uh,
yeah,
you know, Ian's dealing with it where he creates a list of things he wishes his father, things he wants to do with his father that he never got to do, and
yeah.
then you
Which
have Barley who's dealing with it in his own way. And you don't really find out that until the end of the movie, which, by the way, guys, of course, there will be spoilers in this video. So if you're not interested in the spoilers, go watch the movie. It's on Disney Plus. It's streaming. That's how we watched it. Go check it out on Disney Plus, and then come give us a watch. Or by this time, probably by the video post, it'll be out on a Blu-ray, 4K, DVD. Like I said, watch the
yeah,
video. Or if you don't care, watch the whole video. It's up to you. But there will be spoilers in this video. Just a heads up.
yes,
Uh, but yeah, Barley, he's dealing with it in a different way. He has a lot of regret and sadness, and he blames himself almost.
yeah.
And
In a way,
in a way, and it's interesting. Like you said, the first 20 minutes to a half hour, I'm not really feeling it. Like it's
no,
okay, but then as it goes on, like you get towards the end of this movie, it hits you in the feels a little bit. Like it really, I don't know if it decided to like turn up the amp, not even a joke, turn up the amp on this movie, but like it really gets you like, wow, okay, this is actually deeper than I thought it was. I didn't think it was that deep, but you really start to see like them pull the heartstrings a little bit.
well, yeah. And through the whole thing, like I feel like the plot is in the throughout the movie is good.
Yeah, it's a
Like
fun plot for
like
sure.
the meaning behind everything is good. But I also feel like there's just some things that they do in this movie
Yeah.
where I'm kind of just like it takes away from that plot in a way.
Like what? What would you think takes away?
Well, like when they're first going out on their quest,
Okay.
like they finally get the dad to like almost come back, but he's just like the legs and the torso, right?
So let's
And they
wait
get they
before we do that real quick. That's my bad. We really should say so. Essentially, what happens is the dads they find a magic crystal that can bring their dad back to life. Barley, the older brother, is obsessed with like D&D. So
yeah.
all he knows all this It's funny they live in a fantastical world where they've forgotten magic. Magic's been forgotten, but magic still exists in the world. So
Which is still weird. Which
which
is
is
still weird
weird, but
though.
kind of interesting. You could argue that's like a play on today's society. You can make a whole deep intrinsic thought thing going on. But like I said, they've forgotten magic, but they found a magic stone, the Phoenix Stone, something like that. I don't
Something
remember,
close to
something
that.
like that. But they start bringing back their father, and then the stone breaks, and it's just a torso. So they have one day to go and resurrect their father. So this whole journey
Find
is
find another
find
stone.
another stone so they can bring back their father. So you
Yeah.
have Barley who's like, we had to go on this grand adventure and
Grand Quest.
grand quest, and he's just doing what he knows from his D&D style books and his what he's read, and oh, this is how adventure works. And then you have Tom Holland's character Ian, who's just like, I don't know that this doesn't make
He's
any
like
sense, and I don't want this. I mean, I want Dad back, but I don't know what's going
yeah,
on. We need to be logical about this. It can't be
he
crazy.
honestly is just like I don't think we need to go on a whole quest. We just need to find this stone.
Yeah, so then we get into the road trip. So this movie, it starts off that, and then it turns into a bonding road trip adventure, which we've seen that plot before, definitely. So
Yeah.
what were you talking? So what were you thinking didn't mesh well?
Well, like when they first start the road trip and then they go to that like eatery where
Right,
they're gonna talk to that lady
the
because supposedly
Manticore,
she
right?
yes she has like a map that they need to use to go to find the stone.
Yeah,
And the whole time that they're there, it just seems like such a like her character doesn't even seem believable, and the whole thing just kind of like throws me for a loop of like
well, I think I
I
want to
don't
say first. I want to say Octavia Spencer played the Manticore, and I love her. She's awesome. She's awesome, and she did a good job
but
voicing her. It was a little silly. It was a little weird.
she also she also didn't I felt like in a
Mm-hmm.
way she didn't need to be part of the movie at all.
Yeah, I mean, it lasted longer than it needed to. That scene, you could argue. I think it took a little too long, where they were
Well,
just trying to figure out the
even at the
plot.
end, like she's just like it's kind of just thrown in there again.
But I think, yeah, I mean, I think the main she ties into one of the themes pretty well in this movie, where they argue that you've forgotten what you are. Like they've forgotten magic. The Manticore forgot how powerful she was and how she used to give quests out to people and change their lives. And everyone's forgotten something in this way, which is one of the main things. Like forgetting and then rediscovering oneself or rediscovering something inside that they didn't know they had anymore. That's still magic to them. And
Yeah.
she falls into that really well, I think. Do I think it was okay? It was okay. I mean, it was fine. It was kind of silly. She worked at her. It was funny when she was getting yelled at by the little kids. They're like all yelling at her, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna do that for you, no problem."
And then at the end, all of a sudden, she's like, "Get out!
Yeah,
Everybody, get out!"
but again, she's like rediscovering. So I think
Yeah.
it fits into that plot. And then you have some stuff in between. They fight pixies, and
Oh,
there's some
the
magic.
pix,
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
the pixie bikers or whatever they are.
Yeah, and they forgot how to fly, and then they realize, oh, we can fly again,
Oh my.
and it's okay,
I also
Then
felt like the quest that they went on
right,
was so like I don't know. I felt they could have done it so much better, like of a quest too. Like if you're gonna tell like a story kind of
yeah.
like that, I feel like there's got to be more to it. Like
This
I
was a
felt they were like
movie. Yeah, this was
it
a
was kind of
movie.
like
Right,
let's have a whole movie about us being on the road. Like they're
right.
kind of stopping at a place like a 7-Eleven
Yeah,
to eat real quick. It's kind of like
yeah.
all right, I
It's funny.
guess.
I think their bond comes through very strong in the movie. Chris Pratt and Tom Holland did a really good job, like portraying these characters vocally. I definitely feel like in the way they moved, their emotions were very well done. You could
Yeah.
argue the plot wasn't that strong. I think in this movie it was a little too simple, a little too
I
on
mean,
the nose at
like with
times.
Yeah, like with their acting,
Yeah,
both of them were really good acting.
and
Like
the
the way,
torso, their dad's torso did a pretty good job. I mean, guy could that, and it's funny because a lot of the times I'm like, how are they gonna do that? That's gonna be weird, like But no, they did it. He stamps his foot, and he can feel the vibrations, and like he
yeah,
knows, you can tell he knows who his sons are by touching their foot with his foot, just feeling it. It sounds creepy when I say it like that, but when you watch it, it'll make more sense to you when you're watching it. Well, yeah, a
weirdo.
little bit. Stranger danger. It makes sense. But like I said, I want to get the really thing I want to get into is, you know, I think when you have somebody, when you grow up with a sibling, this is a good movie to watch in some ways because you do forget what they teach you and what you've learned from them. I mean, both of us are older siblings, so we don't really maybe relate to the younger sibling that way. I would hope our younger siblings in some way can like relate to that. But I think it really captured. I mean, there's a moment where they're traveling down this river and he has his book out and he's crossing off the things. He's like, I'm never gonna be able to do any of these things with my dad because we're not gonna make it in time. I'm not gonna have all these experiences. And Tom Holland, he's just crossing. He's crossing on and he's
Yeah,
thinking about it, and he realized like,
yeah.
holy crap,
Wow,
I
I am
did all
doing this
this.
stuff.
And it's like, wow. I don't
Like
know
the one
what
thing was
happened to
like,
me at that point. I got like a little like you got me movie. Like he's like, I did all this. Like my
you
brother
got me.
raised me. I mean, that was like a really.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I don't care. It was a beautiful moment. Like it really was. It wasn't that. Like I did not expect that. Like out of everything that's happened and been fantastic. Like that was a pretty beautiful moment and like message. Like yeah, maybe that person wasn't there for you, but there was someone that was and did it for you, and they're still here and still want to be with you.
Yeah,
And I thought that was real magical. And then after that, and that's like the first like hurdle. You're like, okay, that was pretty good. Then you get to the next hurdle where you realize Barley's backstory about his father dying and having to witness all that.
yeah,
And like, holy crap! Like he says, like I was in the hospital. Like as this little thing, and I saw him die essentially. And
yeah.
like, and then they
Well,
finally,
I thought,
wow, it's just like I don't even know what to say at that point. Then they finally bring back the father after some shenanigans with they get the rest of the stone, and it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. I'll
no,
say
it
that
didn't.
it really subverted my expectations. Where
But also,
you know,
I also felt like it was also weird, like, because I feel like at one point Barley was like, "Well, you kind of didn't even know Dad, like you
which is
don't really
real,
remember him enough
right?
to like understand like what it was to have him and then lose him,
Right, but that's a
as
real
in like,
animosity. That's a relatable
yeah,
animosity that an older sibling could have when like you're trying to make an argument like, well, you didn't even know who they were. I knew who that was.
yeah,
And it's like,
like you didn't even
crap.
like you
Yeah.
didn't even live with this, or.
No, and then it's at the end they they have this big battle with like a stone dragon thing and they're fighting each
Yeah,
other and it's all
that
magical.
was
And then, there's only time for one of them to see their father. And
yeah,
Tom Holland, Ian, that character, he tells Barley, go see him. You're the one that
yeah,
needs it more than me. I didn't have a
yeah,
father, but I had you, which is even
yeah,
better. And Barley, it was just like I didn't expect. I thought they were just gonna like both meet their father and get the warm hug that they always
yeah.
wanted,
That's
and
what
I
I
didn't
thought was gonna
expect that. And
happen.
I'm like, that was a good message. That was really touching. And like, where was that the rest of the movie? Like, I feel like the first like half of that movie didn't have any of that at all.
No,
And then we get
not at
these like
all.
strong like punches to my jaw, making me almost tear up a little bit there. Where it's like, wow, that was impressive. That was impressive,
Yeah.
Disney Pixar. That was impressive.
Well, I also thought it was weird too, like, because Barley was so into like D&D and stuff and magic and spells,
Yeah,
but then Ian was the only one that could actually do the spells. I thought that was a little bit like weird too, and
but that
like
was interesting.
it
That
was
helped their
kind of like no,
dynamic, you know.
well, it was kind of like yeah, to try to get like Ian feeling like he was part of it, because like if it was just a quest of like Barley and Ian going out and
Hmm.
like Ian couldn't do anything, like he couldn't do any of the spells or anything,
Right,
I feel like he would feel like, well, this is kind of just lame then, you
right,
know?
right. I guess that's one of the facets that help bring the characters together, though. I mean, one could do, one couldn't do. They needed each other to get through the quest, to get to the
Yeah.
ultimate end game. But damn, that
And
one-two
the
punch at the end,
and the
that was good.
dragon, that was just pointless part right there. It
That was
was
just
almost like
yeah.
it was kind of like, oh, we need a dragon in this.
And the mother
A big bad
was.
dragon.
I'll also throw in the mother was in the movie. She was played by Julia Louis Dreyfus. Who love her. But she was kind of, she didn't have much to do. I mean, she's dating a centaur,
Hmm.
right? Is that
Which
what
is
he is? And they're
yes,
like
and then he
together,
well
and they
then
have like
he
a
also has
thing.
like a moment too
Yeah, he has like a little moment.
at the
It
end
was
where
okay, you know.
he's like, I remember what a centaur does now, where he starts running places
Yeah,
now.
it was random. I don't know. I didn't really care for that, but her message was kind of nice. She had a nice moment. Kind of useless though overall. I didn't really. I thought she was kind of a throwaway. The real
Yeah,
story here though is the two brothers, which it succeeded. I will say that it
definitely.
succeeded. How high would I rank this? That would be another list. I think we'd have to do for the Pixar list.
Oh,
Not very high. I think it's about for Pixar. There's two different ways to look at this movie. You can look at it as a normal animated release, or you look at it as a Pixar movie. Which
uh-huh.
you're like, Kevin, what the hell's the difference? The hell the thing's the difference is Pixar is such a high quality of film, where whenever you get a Pixar release, you're ultimately assuming it's gonna smash all the walls and be amazing. Uh, they've been
Well,
on a little bit of a downward trend. I
I
will
also
say I haven't been blown. I mean, Inside Out was really well. This is again, this is a whole nother video, but you know, you had Good Dinosaur, which was okay. You know, you had Breathe, you had the Car sequels. I mean, again, I'm happy they did something new, but at the same time, besides that 1-2 like punch feeling, there really wasn't much
yeah.
else to this movie that I really cared about.
Well, yeah, and that's also too like when you think about Pixar,
Mm-hmm.
you always think about the storytelling. The storytelling is always on point,
Yeah,
and for this one, I felt like it was on point, but it wasn't as
I don't want to say
good
it's
as
rushed. I just
usual.
feel like it's not even disjointed. It's just
Well, yeah,
lackluster. It's
I mean
lackluster.
the quest was kind of rushed. Like,
Yeah, it's lackluster. It's just like
yeah,
whatever. It's okay. I think without the if you don't, it's better than you would think it is for sure. Like watching the trailer doesn't do it justice. It is a movie where you should just watch it and then have your own opinion about it. If you have siblings, I think it'll impact you even more because there'll be a form of relatability to go with the movie.
yeah,
I liked not knowing the twist. Ironically, if you're watching this, you now know the twist, or you've seen the movie and know the twist. But not knowing that twist, I think, helps the movie. Once you know the
yeah,
twist, I don't know how much rewatchability it would have. I think I'd watch it maybe one more time. I'd throw it on, but that's it. I don't think I'd ever go
yeah,
back. It's not a Toy Story, of course. It's not one of those levels of Pixar I'm going to go back. It's not Good Dinosaur bad, where I'll never. God, I hope it never happens again.
yeah.
Uh,
But it's not like a must see. I wouldn't say.
And I give
Like,
it points. It didn't reveal its big clutch scene. I mean, big. I mean, you could argue Good Dinosaur revealed its big clutch scene when it showed like the emotion with the little boy and the dinosaur. Like, oh, having that moment, he's howling. It's like, oh shit, that was the best thing I've ever seen in the whole movie. That was the best scene of the whole movie.
yeah,
This movie kept its cards closer to the chest. I want to say, but it's worth it. It's a fun ride. I think it's worth a watch. What is your grade? Where are you at on this movie?
I'd give it a C.
See.
I felt like it was average. Um, Nothing too spectacular to me.
You know, I agree with you.
Um,
I was on the fence. Um, my positives, just real quick, I want to say I think it looked beautiful. This is probably one of the best looking Pixar movies. They really nailed down I think I don't know if they were trying to go for maybe nailing the more like urban living style, but it was gorgeous. This movie's freaking gorgeous, especially in Ultra HD. This movie's gorgeous. It's worth watching. Uh, like I said, I think our negatives would be the story is not as exciting as we want it to be. It's not as
as
original.
developed as it should be.
No, so I think I'm gonna ultimately go with a C. I know we're matching on this, but it's middle of the road for me. It's not.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a B movie where fun. I think I'd watch it. Like I said, maybe one more watch. I think I put it on the shelf and just collect dust after that.
yeah.
It's not
Wasn't
something.
like
Not something I'm gonna go back to. If I got a choice to go back, and it sucks because I wonder if that hurts the movie in some respect, where I'll go watch another Pixar movie, but not even on that page. I just don't think I'd watch it again. Like maybe one more time, and that would be it.
yeah. It wasn't like. I mean, it's also hard putting it like against other Pixar
Yeah,
movies
it's not
too.
fair to do that. It's not, but at the same time, you do have to stack it up against what its competition arguably is. But
Yeah.
again, from Pixar, I expect better. I hope next movie I think is Soul is coming out. Is their next movie? I don't know about that. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm glad they're trying different things. You can argue that maybe this wasn't as different as you wanted it to be, but it was something still different nonetheless. Uh,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't think it stuck. It had a good ending. The themes were great, but not a classic. Sorry guys,
Yeah.
not a classic. But John, where can the guys find us at home? What do they have to do now?
They have to like this video, subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Twitter at TheReelMovieGuys, also on Facebook at TheReelMovieGuys, and also hit that notification button that will allow you to find out when we put out new videos and stuff.
Yeah, guys, try to do what you can. It looks like our current schedule we've talked about is going to be about 3 videos a week. At most, we're gonna
Yeah,
try and do 3 a week. We'll see what happens. It gets
we'll
tough with
try.
life. This guy's got 2 little kids of his own over there. He's gonna have an onward situation. Hopefully, don't have an onward situation. But you know what I mean.
No,
You don't want to
I
be
don't want to
dead.
just be.
That'd be
I don't
awkward.
want to just be legs and a torso.
No, that'd be kind of funny. But besides that, like I said, well, we're gonna do our best. We'll try to keep uploading. The crazy times we're living in right now. We'll try to review whatever we can. Toss us some recommendations. Did you like this review? Is there points that you want us to hit that we're not hitting? Are there whatever you want us to talk about? We're here to listen. We're gonna respond.
Yeah,
Best we can. Both of us will be
give
down in the
a
comments occasionally.
give us your opinions on what you thought
Yeah. Let me
certain
know.
things were.
Yeah, if you think where does this rank on your list? Maybe if that's something you guys are interested in, maybe we'll take out a Pixar list. We'll rank all the Pixar movies.
Oof.
Whatever, sky's the limit. We got time. But like I said, guys, it was good seeing you guys. Thanks for stopping by. This is Kevin, and my buddy John over here. We are the Real Movie Guys. Real guys, real movies, real thoughts, and we will see you next time.
See ya.